These are hole-in-ones?
With one. Line's good. Oh, it's coming back. Oh, here we go.
Except they keep getting farther and farther away.
This just moments ago.
Sam Ryder taking it. Come on.
That crowd was stupid lit. But John Hunt hit a hole-in-one so far away, he didn't believe anyone when they told him it was a hole-in-one.
If I'm not mistaken, John Hunt was the guy who had the shaft that Hovland was able to stick in his driver.
Bro had the same reaction as his last name. Huh? But the next ace helped save someone's life, because Stewart Cink's wife has been battling stage 4 breast cancer. And playing well in this tournament would help motivate her battle and bring everyone's spirits up.
4 yards today. Tee moved up a little bit.
Wedge for Stewart.
Release. Release. Got it!
A perfect shot for his wife and kids. But Chaz Reavie let a kid touch his balls after his ace.
Player still blocking away.
He was so excited to hold his balls. What a wholesome moment. Grayson Murray, though, he hit a hole-in-one so sexy the crowd started getting lubed up.
To do it on. Oh, the crowd just getting lubed up here. Murray now at 17.
There's not a ton of pressure on him. They can take dead aim. Just like that.
Whoever that announcer is, he's a legend. Nothing like a crowd getting lubed up over some balls going in holes. But the next hole-in-one by Michael Block could put him in the NBA, because he straight dunked it.
The fairy tale story.
That's gotta be the most satisfying way to make a hole-in-one. But Patrick Reed's ace made him wet.
And it just gets a little more encouraging, shall we say.
Yes, it's fitting this happened at the watering hole. But John Rahm hit one farther, making it his career best.
The players, so it is really swirly.
Staring down. Going. Come on! John Rahm.
Epic. But Sung Kang's ace bounced in like a kangaroo.
162. Good solid rip. And it's a 1 for Kang.
One day I'll hit a shot like that. But Max Homa's first career ace was balls deep.
The tee way up, it's 160 down.
And Max Homa bouncing it into the cup.
Max took that ball straight home. But Tyrell Hatton's ace was so smooth, it landed on an island like a private jet.
He's got a chance. Oh, it drops in!
That was his first live ace. But Chase Kopka's ace had fans taking their shirts off for him. His ace proved he's more than just Brooks' little bro. But Sebastian Soderberg's ace slid right in because it was already wet.
Start in a major, playing very, very well. Doesn't get much better than that.
Can't believe he made a hole-in-one in the rain like that. But at Live Golf Korea, we got to see 2 balls squeeze in the hole, one after another.
He's a reserve here playing for Louis at Stinger GC. He tees off at the par 3 13th. Excuse me, it is Burmester. Won competition in Miami fairly recently. 1 under par so far. Ripper GC are 1 over as a it's in!
Back-to-back aces is crazy. But Carlos Ortiz ace shows why Arizona is one of the biggest party states in the U.S.
16, 2015. Ryder set off the party. Ortiz.
How about it?
Yeah, he definitely pulled an ASU baddie that night. But the odds of Louis Oosthuizen hitting the next shot were 1 in 3 billion. Damn, his balls collided perfectly into the hole. But Matthew Wolff's second ace was a Houston rocket.
9-iron.
What an insane shot. But for whatever reason, God didn't want Jason Day to see his ace.
On the tee, Frank. Flag protected by the bucket. Don't look away, Jason. Is going to kick forward and go in.
Now that's sick. But Jordan Spieth's ace was even better because he was able to hit it in his home state of Texas.
How about
1 yard short of a 200-yard hole-in-one. But Jonathan Beard hit an ace while his wife was naked with someone else.
The decision was made to play one more hole.
We were watching it at home. I was with the kids. We didn't travel that week, and we were watching it on TV, and it was so dark, I thought, surely they're not going to play this last hole.
Wanted to hit a good shot.
one swing, one chance?
What a shot.
Oh, it's over! It's over! So I started to get them in the bathtub, got all their clothes off, water's running, and that ball went in the hole, and we're all standing in the living room, and the kids are naked, jumping up and down, screaming. It was so much fun.
Ma'am, I don't think those other details were necessary. Up next, though, we got Sam Ryder becoming an NBA superstar, dunking his ace like the earlier one, except it's from 204 yards out.
2 holes this night on 10 and 11, then it's been looking shot here up the hill.
This helped him win his first PGA Tour. But Dustin Johnson's ace paid for someone's house.
On the fourth. How about this? Is it going? How about that?
And somebody is going to get their mortgage paid for a year, by the way.
And JB Holmes' ace might look a little familiar.
On the tee at the par 3. A 7-iron. Oh, look at this again. Maybe again. Get out of here. How does that happen? Somebody get me a statistician and figure the odds on this.
The odds of back-to-back aces here are 1 in 9 million, according to AI. But Tom Lehman's ace wasn't just long, it was girthy. That was the first ever par 4 ace in PGA history. But Victor Hovland's ace was so good, he got picked up.
Happened yet.
How about this? At the par 3, nobody a moment ago has hit this green except for 3 guys,
and that was his first tour ace. But Tim Clark's ace hopped right in at 220 yards.
We had a hole-in-one here at the Ryder Cup by Howard Clark back in '95.
And Tim Clark, a couple of hops.
That was in 2013. I can't believe the quality of cameras was that bad. But Jordan Spieth's ace was one of the hardest and tightest holes.
Let's see if it stops. Let's see if it stops. Let's see if it drops. Are you kidding me?
Man's a legend. He won a $5,000 Tag Heuer watch with that shot. But Sean Stephanie hit the first ever ace in a US Open at an even farther distance. What a lucky bounce. But Chaz Reeves' ace was the longest in Tour Championship history.
Watch this.
And a well-deserved roar.
Beautiful shot. But Matt Wallace threw his balls on a fan's face after his ace. Apparently, Wallace earned a $5,000 sponsor bonus for the week's longest ace, which he gifted to the fan with the ball. But Siwoo Kim's ace was hit on the longest par 3 on the golf course.
Find the green in regulation, trying to hit it through that narrow alleyway there between the 2 bunkers.
Oh, look at this. That was the roar we heard earlier. A hole-in-one for Siwoo.
He broke the Open's longest ace record by 12 yards. And Siwoo Kim needs to be nerfed. because he hit an even longer one a year later at the PGA Championship.
4 under par, currently has the best round going of any overall. And one of the best shots we've seen at number 6. How good! It goes!
Damn, his wood shattered that hole. But Raheel Ganji has the farthest hole-in-one in this video at 316 yards.
This Raheel Ganji, a rookie out of India, 33 years old, on the par 4, number 15.
They moved the tees up today, 318 yards, got a nice bounce forward. Once it hit the green, it reacted like a putt. Dead center.
First it was chipped back in 2003, Richard Johnson in 2000.
But actually, there's a legend who made a par 4, 332-yard ace on the PGA Tour. And we have the only footage of it ever happening. But not only is it the farthest hole-in-one ever, it's one of the greatest golf stories of all time. Because some athletes are born for greatness. They break records, they collect trophies, they dominate headlines. And then there are the others, the journeymen, the grinders, the nearly men, the ones who spend their whole lives chasing greatness and never quite reach it. Andrew Magee was one of those men, until one swing, one reckless, desperate swing, turned him from a forgotten pro into a golfing legend. This is the true story of the only par 4 hole-in-one in PGA Tour history, and how it may have saved Andrew Magee's career, his confidence, and maybe even his life. By 2001, Andrew Magee had been on the PGA Tour for nearly 2 decades. He wasn't a household name, he wasn't a major winner, but he was good enough to win 4 times in the 1990s. He was consistent, he stayed on tour, he made a living. But that was the problem. He stayed without rising. While younger, flashier players passed him by, while Tiger Woods turned golf into a global spectacle, Magee's game was slowly fading into the background. He hadn't won since 1994. His name wasn't on the leaderboards anymore. He wasn't the guy cameras followed. And after years of just missing cuts, finishing middle of the pack, and watching his peers collect trophies, Magee was getting tired. Tired of chasing something that always seemed one round away. Tired of being invisible. He never said the word depression, but in his own words, he felt forgotten. The 2001 Phoenix Open wasn't supposed to mean anything for Magee. He was 37 years old, ranked 256th in the world, and just trying to make the cut. It was a desert tournament, rowdy fans, loud holes, and a party atmosphere. Not exactly the kind of place you find redemption. But Magee needed something. A spark. A moment. Even a good round might have felt like medicine. He started the tournament decently, made the cut, but he wasn't playing great. By Saturday, round 3, he was several shots back, completely out of contention. He described himself that morning as antsy, frustrated. It felt like just another week where the magic wasn't going to happen. Magee stepped onto the 17th tee at the TPC Scottsdale. It's a short par 4, just 332 yards. Reachable for a long hitter, but tricky. There's water on the left, trouble everywhere. The group in front of him was still on the green. Tom Byram and Steve Pate lining up their putts. Normally, you wait for them to get off the green. But Magee wasn't in the mood to wait. Not that day. Not after how he'd been playing. He pulled out his driver. Not to drive the green, just to get it up there somewhere. He was tired of thinking, tired of waiting, tired of playing it safe. So he swung. The ball took off like a missile. Left side of the fairway. Perfect trajectory. It took a bounce and rolled straight up onto the green, where Tom Byram was still standing. Magee's ball skipped right past him, as you see in this footage, and it clipped Byram's putter. Not his hand, not his foot, his putter blade. The ball ricocheted slightly, changed direction, and then it dropped. Dead center. Hole-in-one on a par 4. But there was no roar. There was no crowd explosion. Just confusion. Nobody knew what had just happened. Magee hadn't even seen it. Byram hadn't processed it. Pate just stood there with his dick in his hands. They looked at each other, looked at the cup, looked at the putter. Did that really just happen? Magee walked up the fairway, skeptical. It wasn't until he got close and saw the disbelief in Byram's face that it hit him. He hadn't just made a great shot. He made history. But does it count? It hit his putter after all. Officials were called over. They opened up the rule book, flipped through the pages, and searched for the answer. And there it was. Rule 19.5a. If a ball played from off the green strikes another player's equipment accidentally, the stroke counts with no penalty. It was official. The ace stood, and golf would never forget it. But the irony? Magee didn't even go on to win that tournament. He finished tied for 37th. No trophy, no last day charge, but that didn't matter because Magee had just done something that Tiger Woods, Jack Nicklaus, Arnold Palmer, and every legend in the sport had never done. He made the only hole-in-one on a par 4 in PGA Tour history. It was bizarre. It was lucky, but it was also immortal. That one shot did something for Magee that years of grinding never could. It gave him legendary status. It gave him a place in the record books. He had spent a career trying to become a legend, trying to win enough, place high enough, matter enough, and in one moment of frustration, one swing he almost didn't take, he became one. Andrew Magee, the man who could never quite win enough to be remembered, became the man who did something nobody else ever had, and likely never will again.